Time for a look at the arts and lifestyle. Adam.
And starting things off with the producers of the Victoria Film Festival, just days away from launching Art of the Cocktail. But instead of screening movies, you're invited to celebrate mixology, including a workshop on the possibilities of tea.
So we're going to make today a green tea mojito, and we're going to force carbonate it. So we're using this fantastic Casablanca tea. It's a blend of green and mint tea. I've turned it into a syrup. So essentially I've just made the tea a little bit stronger than normal, and I've mixed it 50-50 with sugar, and I'm going to use a ½ ounce. Then it is mojito, so we got to use some rum. I'm going to do 1.5 ounces of that. A couple little dashes of grapefruit bitter. And then we're going to use some fresh squeezed lime juice.
I think that, what's so interesting for me about tea and cocktails is, as Solomon says, it's a way for you to combine some really interesting flavors and add depth and dimension to cocktails.
Siegel and Kubelik will be hosting Classics with a Tea Twist, one of 11 workshops staged at Art of the Cocktail. It'll include brewing and tasting techniques along with unique mixing demonstrations.
So I'm injecting this whole cocktail shaker with CO2 from this specialized gun made by Perlini. You could do this, you could make the syrup and still use just soda water, but this makes the drink perfectly sparkly because it sparkles the drink from top to bottom. Special piece of ice just for this drink. Pour our sparkling cocktail. If you see your bartender smashing the mint to smithereens, it just gets really bitter because you get all the chlorophyll. So I use a nice big sprig of mint like this, wake it up a little bit, and I just want it there for you to smell as you're drinking this drink.
You basically can travel in your teacup every time you drink tea. You can go to Casablanca, you can go to Bombay, depending on where the tea comes from and what you're trying to create, you have that experience. And I think that film affords that same opportunity where you're in the theater and you get to explore all of these wonderful places.
The Victoria Film Festival's Art of the Cocktail is this weekend. The tea workshop is on Sunday afternoon. You can find a full list of other events at artofthecocktail.ca. Well, the International Fringe Circuit's Kings of Comedy are back in Victoria. Peter and Chris have earned numerous accolades, including a Canadian Comedy Award nomination for Best Sketch Troupe, and now the duo is the focus of the University of Victoria's Spotlight on Alumni series.
What was that? It was a mouse. And what are you? I'm doing the effects.
Two stupid dudes go into a motel and they don't know that the motel manager is the murderer. And he definitely is.
Which sounds like he gave it away,
But
but he hasn't. That's all part of the joke. It's like a murder mystery trying to get started, but the two main characters are just too dumb.
It's only a
to get it
mystery
going.
because of how stupid the characters are, not us. We're quite smart, so.
Peter Carlone and Chris Wilson are staging The Mystery of the Hungry Heart Motel, which makes fun of the horror and detective genres. The duo started working together at UVic's theater department before graduating in 2008.
Yeah, there's a bit of a feeling of sort of a victory lap, like here's what we've been working on, here's what we've learned, now we're a lot more confident, but also there's a sense of like we got to try to impress all the old teachers and stuff and see, so that they haven't totally not gotten through to us or something. We want to show off that we remember what they taught us, I guess.
Peter and Chris and The Mystery of the Hungry Heart Motel opens tonight at UVic's Phoenix Theatre, runs through October 20th. You can hear a longer interview with the duo this Sunday beginning at noon on CFAX 1070's Eye on the Arts. And the Capital Region's best writers were celebrated last night at the Butler Book Awards. The 9th annual ceremony was held at the Victoria Union Club, where Madeline Sonic picked up the prize for her collection of nonfiction writing called Afflictions and Departures, and the Bullen Books Children's Prize was presented to Caitlin Vernon for her work Nowhere Else on the Earth, standing tall for the Great Bear Rainforest, and each one of those prizes is worth $5,000.